When I was a kid and kindergarten was in session, my grandmother used to come to our place every single day, rain or shine, 4 kilometers on foot to take care of my brother and me. Now, winters in Romania can get really cold with temperatures of minus 20 degrees Celsius. And I remember that my grandma in those days used to wrap her boots in old stockings to prevent them from slipping on the icy roads. 4 kilometers one way and another. Like most of you probably, I don't remember everything from my childhood. But those snippets of memories that I have are so dear and so warm, and they come in waves, sometimes so strong that they're just bursting out, wanting to be shared with others. My grandma would take me to kindergarten every morning. And a few hours later, she would pick me up. We would go home and have lunch. She would always prepare lunch. And during this time, she would hear my childhood kindergarten banter or watch me do the choo-choo around the hallway, which was literally taking around the hallway and going back to her in the kitchen to take another spoonful of soup in the granny train station to just go around again. After that, she would we would clean the dishes, then she would pick up the chairs from the kitchen, flip them like in a restaurant, put me in one of those flipped chairs and swipe off the floor. Every single day. Now, my grandma was a simple woman. Although she was born and raised in the city, I never saw her wearing makeup. I never saw her with nail polish on her fingers. And she never dyed her hair. For this reason, she had this beautiful snow white hair that you can see here. You can check it out. She never wore trousers because she said that she feels kind of ridiculous with them. So she would have these beautiful dresses in such vivid colors. I remember the patterns so vividly. They were never too revealing or too tight, always decent. She never wore perfume, but she had this built-in granny angel scent that you could just melt in when you were hugging her. It smelled like safety and goodness all wrapped up in one. My grandma gave me one of the best relationship advice that I would probably get in my entire life. She told me, you know, I had a lot of arguments with your grandpa, but we never went to bed in a fight. We always found a way to work things out and make peace. Now, my grandma had a lot of virtues, and one of them was patience. She once looked at the spider, built his net, built his web for 2 hours. And then she told me in great detail exactly how the spider did it, out of pure curiosity. This was better than the Discovery Channel. Another virtue or skill that she possessed was orientation. She would know exactly where each store was, on which street, between which neighbors, everything perfectly, even years after she wasn't able to walk further than the corner of her street. My grandma wasn't a religious person. My grandma was a religious person. She wasn't a fanatic one, but she was a believer. And she taught me one prayer that goes like this. My dear little angel that God has given me, always stand by my side and teach me to do good. I strongly believe my grandma is my guardian angel. And I believe that she hung on to life until she was certain that I was able to handle my own life. When she passed away, I tied this black ribbon again around my wrist. And hardly ever a day goes by without me thinking of her. It's almost disintegrating now, but I still keep wearing it. Probably the greatest virtue that my grandma had, and that fortunately we share, is goodness. She had such a good heart. Good, kind, loving, unadulterated heart. And we used to play in our family a game called Sheptica in Romanian. It's like the seven catcher in English. It's played with these Hungarian cards, maybe you know them. And while my grandpa and my mother would always argue and get into a fight with this very competitive Santini character, my grandma would never, ever get into a fight with them. At most, she would say, and smile and continue playing. Now, this goodness I carry with me every day, and I'm thankful for my grandma for giving me and sharing it with me. Think about tonight, maybe take a moment and think about what you inherited from your grandparents. And if you're lucky enough to still have them around, then maybe tomorrow give them a call and thank them for that.
Thank you, Kami, for your tribute for your grandmother. Now, 1 minute, just for the written evaluation. One minute just passed. Probably our guests are wondering how they choose the teams. Are they assigned by the club? People choose? Well, the theme of the speeches, it is up to you. You just have your speech, your goals for the speeches, and you choose whatever theme you like to talk about regarding the goals of your speech. So it's free team. And without free team, but with the teams that Anna, our table topic master, will bring, a warm applause to Anna Luisa.
Thank you again. Today, my role as a table topic master is to lead the part of the impromptu speech. First of all, what is an impromptu speech? It's an unprepared speech, in contrast with Cami and Lily. And they are very important because in life, sometimes we have surprises. We are invited to make a speech in our birthday, in weddings, or whatever the kind of celebrations. But they happen, isn't it? And second reason we have this in our club, this kind of speeches, is also to have the opportunity for the one that doesn't have a role assigned for today, to come and develop as well your communication skills. So, how this works? I will present you the topics, the speeches, and I will ask for 4 volunteers to come and join this challenge with me. Who want to join me in these impromptu speeches? 4, come on.
I don't know what it is.
José? Me? Amadeus?
More warning,
Thank you.
sorry.
Thank you. I will ask you to go so there because we need just one first, please, go there. Because we want that the person who will speak have the stage. As I already said in the beginning, I'm a very jollification person. Today I'm a pirate. I'm a millennial or modern pirate. This is my glasses. This is my glasses. And I will start. Yeah. Thank you. And I will start. Would be this order, okay? No problem. Please come here. This is no for you see. This is a captain crew. It was in a dinner of my company, previous company, and I convinced everyone to wear as a pirate. It was very successful. But what I really want from you is to give me your interpretation for this sentence today. Sorry, I didn't say. You have 30 seconds to think about the topic that I'm launching, and then between 1 minute and 2 minutes to make the speech. So you have 30 seconds from now to tell us what is your interpretation for that sentence. 30 seconds from now. And the stage is your when you want.
Okay, I'm ready. So my interpretation of this sentence, work like a captain, play like a pirate, is that you should be responsible when you're working, be thoughtful about other people, and when you're playing, you should break the rules and don't really think that much about others and their perception of you. You should let go of the things